Hello everyone and welcome on back to another episode here on the MetaCraft server. As you can see behind me, we are having a lot of oxidation on the roof of our starter house, and that just can't be. I know it's pretty, I know the oxidized copper has a nice little bluish tinge to it, but it's just not the vibe I'm looking for. So today we are going to look at making this corner into a steampunk inspired bee farm. I've gathered a bunch of materials, but I do know that there's going to be some more materials that we'll need to get, and yeah, there'll just be kind of some prep work and stuff to get done. Let's do another little segment of story time with Callie. This is what I ended up getting up to before I did my intro. We got a beautiful wharf set up down on the edge of the water. I did mess up a little bit and had to go back and fix it. Thankfully, from a lot of like the ship loot and that kind of stuff, we had some water breathing potions, which made it so much easier. So yeah, we got this whole wharf area built up. There's definitely going to be some ships added in there and a few other things. But I'm super happy with how this area has turned out. So before we get started here, I wanted to quick lay out where the building is going to go. And so that's why I've just used calcite. Not the whole building is obviously going to be calcite, but it's just an easy block to break. So this will be part of where the building is going. It's just kind of like a platform thing that we'll build up. And it's actually, I have to make it the right height, so we'll have to dig down a little bit. And I also wanted to make it so this hillside back here needs to leave. So I am going to take some time right now and we are going to dig this down. But now that I have kind of the layer that we need for this platform, and then the rest of the building is going to go on this layer, I think I feel a little bit more confident about where I need to dig down this hillside. So I guess without further ado, we should just do that. So I'll bring you guys back when all of this hillside is dug down. Okay, so I have cleared out a bunch of the hillside behind this area, and I think it's going to be enough that we can actually build up the house where it needs to be. The house, you know, the building for the bees. So it's going to go in this area, but I figured we'd just kind of mark it out here together before we jump into a time lapse and I finish off the rest of the house. Yes. So the first pillar is going to go right here. Now let's just switch it into my offhand so we can just jump up and rip it as we go. Let's stay there for now. I don't think that's high enough, but we'll fix it later. So the other one here, the four corners. So from this one, we have to go over 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's on the 8th spot here. And then from there, we have a space of 3. So 1, 2, 3. From there, it's a space of 5. And from there, another space of 5. And one more space of 5. There we go. And then in the back, we repeat the same pattern. Perfect. So this is kind of the outline of the size of our building. So here in the back along this one, we're going to make a little bit of a round shape. There we go. So I did do this whole design in Creative first, and I did build this afterwards. So that's why it's going to look just a little bit weird. But yeah, from here, we just start building it up. So each one on this level is going to go up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might not be 6. We'll have to fix that later. Sometimes the lag is real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got 6. Good. And there we go. Here's a little bit of facade of what we're going to build up here for housing the bees. And I don't have the right blocks on me, but obviously all of that will change down there. Just needed to know the level. So I think right now I am going to jump into a time lapse and start building this up. I hope you guys enjoy. Well, I would say that this place is looking really good. We need to put glass in, we obviously need to put the beehives and the rest of that in, and there's one more fairly large feature on the back that I still need to do. But I do have to go gather a few more materials. So while I'm gathering materials, why don't you guys check out this little clip that MiniWheats and I recorded earlier.
Whoa, hello.
Hi!
Hey.
You guys just floated in.
I just got my hands on this. I'm like, enbentz lives in the meadow. He's on. I'm for a party.
Yeah.
Oh. Woo.
Okay, apparently
So
you're the
cool, I
only
haven't
one who
heard
gets
this
the
yet.
advancement.
Yeah, 'cause I put it in there. I thought we all might, but we can take
Wait,
turns.
so we have to like be in a meadow when we listen to it?
Mhm.
It's any disc, but so much more fitting for this one. Worth it.
Yep, definitely.
Even the horse is dancing.
That is a good jumper.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He's got ups.
I want the
Nice.
advancement though, sorry.
Yes.
Same,
Feel
actually.
free
if
as
I
well.
could,
Yeah, you can
Yep.
do that.
Thanks. Nice. Sound of music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, right, play a disc in a meadow, but what a better one to play.
I'm like one of the only ones on the server without an elytra still, but I like riding around on my little horse.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we only did it yesterday, so.
Yeah.
True, yeah. Oh, it was actually quite majestic though, watching you guys descend upon me. Do you
Oh.
do you want to head towards a bed?
Oh, I have a bed on me.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Prepared. A pro Minecraft player.
Until, you know, leg kicks you and kills you, and then you end up back at spawn.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah. Her one death
True.
was lag yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got
Were
killed
you
by
in the
zombies
end?
that I was.
No.
Nope. I got killed by zombies that on my screen I was about 7-8 blocks away from, and she died to them while she was outside and they were inside.
Yeah.
On her screen.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Lag.
Yeah.
Wow. That stinks really bad.
Okay, well, see you later.
Team
See
Rocket's
ya.
blasting off again.
So I've gotten a little bit more done. As you can see, I have put in the glass for the bee spot. I have used light gray, and brown stained glass just to kind of give it a little bit more of that grimy feeling for steampunky, and I really like how it turned out. Now on the inside here with the bees, not much to look at. These are automatic. So we do have azalea bushes for the flowers, and we have a few glowberries up there to produce a little bit of light. But this will be super simple. The beehive will go right here, and then we will have observers facing down and a little bit of redstone on top. And the plan is to have a hopper minecart underneath that will pick up all the drops from these barrels. So yeah, I'm excited how this has turned out. However, as I was sitting here and making all these components, I realized I have not a single piece of quartz. So I have to go to the Nether, and that was not the intention today. So, as you know, or maybe don't know, but we don't actually have a Nether portal, so I am going to fly over to MiniWheatsMC to go use his portal, because I'm not ready to build one on our land yet. I want to actually decorate it up and make it fancy. So that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to fly over to MiniWheats and go steal his portal for a moment and try and get the necessary things we need, such as quartz, to finish off the observers. And then we're going to need bee nests. So I currently only have one bee nest, but I figure with one bee nest, at least we can start the production going and I can build up from there. So I will catch back with you once we return from the Nether. And we're back. Very simple trip to the Nether. I even grabbed a couple other things. MiniWheats portal comes out right near warped forest, so I grabbed a little bit of warped wood and some shroom lights and even a touch of glowstone, in addition to obviously the quartz that we needed. So here's the observers. Obviously, as I said, I only have one bee nest, so I am just going to put a random block right here and then put the observer on top for now. I think that's okay. Look at me redoing some redstone. There we go. So those should all be correct. And now we can just bring the bee's nests in. Oh, I guess we do need some shears, don't we? And we'll need a few honey bottles for some decorative pieces I want to do in this build. So for the most part, we're just going to take the wax from the beehives because, you know, I want the capability for candles and obviously waxing all this copper that I have around here. So that is the plan. But I'm so disorganized. There's so many things in my chest and yeah, I should really be a little bit more organized. There we go. So we'll do the honey bottles in there, and that's where we're going to put the first beehive. And the rest of these, we are just going to make a bunch of shears. So now it's time to go find ourselves a little bee. Okay, so I found our bee nest. Is the door closed? The door is closed. So there we go. Hey, Mr. Bees. Welcome to your new home. Aw, he liked the flowers I gave him. So yeah, this place is turning out really good. And now we'll just have to wait a little bit for a bunch of bottles and the rest of that to come through there. Because the thing that I want to make on the back, which as you can see, I did make a little platform, is I want this to be a honey barrel, which will then get offloaded onto the wharf into a cart and can then get loaded onto the ships. So I thought it was kind of a unique way to add in a little movement into the build, but also just to showcase, like, yes, this, you know, these materials are being taken off to new lands and new territories. So that will be the next thing that we get up to here once we have enough honey for the decorations. So I will see you guys in a bit. I love our little honey barrel. As you can see, we also have a little bit of a pipe coming up, piping up the honey down into the honey barrel, and then the honey barrel here is dropping into all of these barrels here on the wharf. So one of the things we still need is some more honey blocks to kind of decorate this up to make it look like the honey is spilling out, you know, all that sort of thing. But I just don't have enough, so I am considering the LadyZentra has a shop, I believe, with selling honey products. So I'm thinking of making a trip back to spawn and go and buy myself some honey blocks so we don't have to wait as long from these guys. However, I haven't been able to fill all in the rest of the beehives. We're going to have to breed up those bees just a little bit more. There's not nearly enough in there for what I would like. but I don't have any more flowers on me, so we'll have to do that. So I'm thinking we'll make a run over to the shopping district and go and get some more honey blocks. So I'll meet you guys over at the shopping district. Well, here we are at the shopping district, and unfortunately, LadyZentra hasn't actually opened up her shop yet, and there is only 32 honey blocks right now, so and no prices. So I don't really want to purchase anything just in case. I mean, first off, I just don't know the price. So yeah. Anyways, so I guess we're going back and we're gonna go AFK at our own bee farm and hope we can get enough honey blocks to finish off the decorations for our honey farm. Okay guys, we are back. So LadyZentra was online, so I just quick asked her if I could take the few blocks that were in her shop, and she said yes, which is great. So we can make a really good headway on actually decorating up our little honey barrel with some honey blocks. So the first spot that I would like to put these honey blocks, if I cannot fly, there we go, is right here to kind of signify that the honey is pouring out into the barrels below. I think it looks super cool that way. And the rest are going to kind of overflow over top of our barrel. Yes, see, this is going to look so good. I think we need a little bit more honey kind of dribbling down on this side and a little bit more probably on this side, but this is looking so much better, guys. Definitely denotes, okay, this is a honey barrel. That's so cool. I like it. Okay, so the last thing we have to do with this build, and it is something that I will do off camera because I'm not confident in what I'm doing, is to make this an automatic collection system. So I will be going underneath this build and putting in a hopper minecart that will go around in a circle and will come down into this area and will be shot up into this barrel and released out here into right here. There's two hoppers which feed into this barrel right here. So we will put a dispenser right there, a drop. Oh, I don't remember which one. Anyways, we're gonna put something right there, which will, it's a dropper that will shoot out the honeycomb and it will land in one of these. So I will do that off camera and I will be back when it is all complete. I might ask MiniWheats to come in if I can't remember the whole process that he showed me how to do on my creative world. But yeah, we'll get that done and we'll come back and end off this episode. Well guys, we did it. I spent a little time looking over the creative world and figuring out redstone that MiniWheats helped me put together last night. So let's kind of go and take a little bit of a look around this build. So of course we have the very similar style to our starter base with the birchwood and the white concrete and all the rest of those kind of things. We have all our beehives working in there. I still need to breed up some more bees. I don't know how many we have. I think we have maybe around 9. So I still need to keep breeding them up, but I think the interior is quite nice. And like I said, we're not going to be in there that often. Yes, this is a big picture window, but I think it works for kind of that industrial steampunk vibe that we're looking for. And then over here, this is the honey pot. It kind of, you know, the bit of the pipe over top, piping in the honey. LadyZentra did get another half stack of honey blocks in her shop over at the shopping district. So we'll go back. I'll probably do that between episodes and go back and get a little bit more so that we can actually have a little bit more honey flowing over the sides. But overall, I really like how this build has turned out. I guess one thing that I have forgotten is this tower back here actually needs a little bit of a windmill on it. So we will do that before we close off this episode. But first, these honey blocks here prevent the honeycomb from actually like overshooting this cart. And then all the honeycomb just lands in right here, which I think is amazing. It's both functional and beautiful. So I really like how this area has turned out. And yeah, So we're definitely going to need a few more carts and barrels and other things on this wharf, but for now, this has come together so nicely and I'm so happy about it. Let me quick go grab some dark oak wood and some birch fences, and let's just put in that windmill over on that tower. And there we go, guys. We have ourselves a little bit of a windmill on the outside of this building, and I think it just brings this little tower a little bit more to life because honestly, it has no function except to be a tower. There's nothing on the interior, but I think that windmill definitely helps it out. So what do you all think about the build today? I am super happy with how this has turned out. I like that it's both beautiful and functional, and definitely brings those steampunk vibes into this area. So I would say job well done. We will definitely need to rid ourselves of this mycelium and add more grass along here in the front. If you guys have any suggestions for a little bit more decor on the front of this build, feel free to let me know. It is a little bit more on the plain side, and I would be happy to make it a little bit more beautiful. So I'd be happy to add in any of your suggestions. But as the sun goes down, I just want to thank you guys all for watching as we build up this honey farm, bee farm, and I hope you all enjoyed. So if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new, I would absolutely love if you would subscribe, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.